Okay, here I am. So this is going to be a little bit lag. I am going to be watching this. Got to turn this off. I'm watching this video on my computer through the gym's YouTube website, and then I will be talking to you through this camera. I'm doing that so I can see your questions, and it really appears that there's a huge lag because I cannot see that I'm on this screen. I can hear my voice, but I can't see where. Oh, I know why. Beautiful. Let me fix this. That's why I'm pulling it up. I would have shot this whole thing turned around like this. Kind of looks like, yeah, there we go. Front desk is a little messy right now. I guess that's okay. So I wanted to talk to you a little bit about what's going on here at the climbing gym, give you a little bit of perspective from a small climbing gym owner on what's happening through the lockdown. I also wanted to take some time and talk to you about climbing wall design. My channel has been getting hit up quite a bit lately, which is awesome, about this, which is the Lean-To Systems Board build plan, or the Lean-To Systems Board itself. And I've been trying to put together a build document for you for quite some time now, and it's just been getting put back and put back and put back. There's a lot of other things that's on the burner that I need to take care of first. So I've been doing that. But now that we're all on lockdown, it's a good time for not only you to build a home wall, but it's also should be a good time for me to take care of this. There's a lot of things going on. I'm going to kind of run this kind of like a meeting. And so I have my agenda right here on my desk, and I'll go through that. Please save all of your questions till the end. We'll let some people jump on here. I don't want to take a whole lot of time right at the beginning because most of these live videos I watch after the fact, after they're all done, and it's really annoying to sit there for like 10 minutes of just somebody like picking their nose or touching their face, and we're waiting to get that information. So I don't want to do that, but I do want to allow people some time to jump on. So let's start. First, why am I dressed up? We are on lockdown. There's nothing going on. The gym has been closed for what seems like forever now. It hasn't been too long, but and we will continue to be closed. And I don't have anything special other than this live video with you guys today. The reason why I dressed up is because I wanted to feel good. I wanted to feel successful. And to be truthful, I suffer with depression. This is something that I have fought with a lot in my life. It may be something that you're fighting with. And this video is not about that, but I'll address it. If you're suffering from depression right now, look down at yourself and think about what you're wearing. Are you still in your pajamas? It's live. If you're joining me live here, it's 1:30 Central Time. And yesterday I wasn't in my pajamas, but it definitely wasn't did not dress for success. And I was feeling bad. So this morning my mindset, I wanted it to be better, and so I dressed up, and it's definitely worked. So if that's something that you're struggling with, dress up. It'll help. Okay, so that's why I'm dressed up. Also, I forgot my mic, so I am wearing my earbuds, and they've got this really sweet paper clip here, holding it to my tie. I hope it's working well. Give me a thumbs up if it's working well. Let's talk about the business side of things and from a business standpoint. And I'm going to walk to another room here, to our classroom, to explain this. So we have at Clarksville Climbing, it is a small, oh snap, there we are. Okay, Sorry. I know we lost everybody there. The video quality is probably going to be a little bit rough because I have my front facing camera on, which is not the greatest. So I wanted to show you on this video, I'm going to pick up right where I left off for everybody that's not watching this live. If you are watching this live, I'm going to talk a little bit about the climbing gym and why I'm having a hard time right now. Now, Booker T. Washington said it is worthless to stress. Don't get stressed. And I think that that is fantastic advice, but it's kind of hard right now, which is also why I'm dressed up. So just to make numbers easy, let's say that our operating costs for the climbing gym is $10,000. That's going to be backwards for you. Let's see if we can fix that. Switch this around. Oh, snap, you can read it. Hey, Josh, I hope you got your holds. I sent them out with the paddleboard. Thanks for joining us. Okay, so now I can't see the screen, so I hope that it works okay. Let's see. Booker T. Washington says to be measured not by. Yes, I love it. I love Booker T. Washington. He is incredible. Okay, so we're talking about the climbing gym here and our operating costs. And these are not our actual numbers. I'm going to save our actual numbers, but just to make math easy, okay? Let's say that our operating cost is $10K a month. Okay, so we're operating monthly at $10K, which is actually really cheap. Okay, that I wish we could operate at $10K monthly. Sometimes we actually can get close to that, but okay, here's $0. So this is the zero line. If we close down and we're not able to create any money, well, let's say that our green line, this is how much we are making. So hopefully we're up here, right, above our operating costs. If we close down, we're clearly not making anything. So we're back to zero. But our operating costs stay at 10K. We may be able to lower them down a little bit. So let's say that we can lower them down even more. Let's say we can lower them down to 7K. So let's say we lower them down to 7K because we're closed down. And we're making $0. What we actually are losing is not just the money that we're making because we're still here. So we're actually going to be in the hole opposite of this. So we're down here at 17K lost every month that we're closed. That's big for a small business owner and somebody that is just wrapped up everything. That's big. If we shut down, we'll most likely lose everything. I mean, I'm planning on losing everything. If the business closes, lockdown, we're done. But the cool thing about that is we'll be living on the road. We'll be, out there, road warriors, the family, and it'll actually, I think it'll be a lot of fun. It'll be kind of like a reset button. So it's not that you got to look at the bright side in life on everything. So there's that. The gym is so quiet right now. It's actually, let's go back up here to the front desk, sit down, see if I can get to your questions here, or at least see what you guys are saying. It's not gonna load. Sorry if you're watching this and a playback. So there's kind of the losses of things. Now, something that's really cool. I first started the first business that I ever started was a hold shaping or hold production really company in I can't even remember. It's like the late 90s to early 2000s. Went absolutely nowhere. It is super hard super hard in the hold industry, especially back at that time. Those of you that were in the industry at that time know exactly what I'm talking about. If you don't, you can actually, there's Ian Powell. He's probably one of the most known shapers at this point. Awesome guy, by the way. You can read some of the things that he went through in his life, and he was in the hold shaping industry at that time, and the things that he sacrificed to continue to be in that is just, it's crazy. So I was not there for very long. I consider myself now a hobbyist hold shaper. And my vision at that point was that all climbers would have home walls. I actually did not want to sell and market my holds to gyms. I wanted to market and sell my holds to home climbing wall owners. And that was not a reality. That never became a reality. And right now it is becoming a reality very fast. I am not going to jump into the holds market though. I have a couple of holds that I sell for training, which they're going out right now. I'm waiting for some plastics, some materials to come in, and they are backed up. But I have been doing this right here, working on this. So let's talk about this. This is my Lean-To Systems board. I've made 2 videos on this now. They're getting a lot of views. Everybody's interested in building their home walls. This is like super easy as far as walls are concerned, and it's crazy strong. The one thing that I would say is I would like to have, if I were putting this in my home, make sure that you have the base of the wall up against something so it's not going to move. You may consider putting a safety strap on the back of the wall in case something happens to these legs or the straps that hold the legs on and straight. So if it does fail, that's not going to come down and smash you. Okay. I built my first home climbing wall in 1995. I've since built quite a few. Let's see. I want to get to you guys' questions and comments. But try to save till the end, please. Or I'm not going to be able to read through them as I'm going through this. So I've built probably close to 10 home climbing walls, and then I built and designed the home wall, or not the home wall, the wall here at Clarksville Climbing. I also worked for Rockworks for a little while. Awesome company. So this build document, it is not done. It is 8 pages right now. And it's not going to be perfect. I've come to the conclusion and to the realization that I'm not going to be able to have every little detail in here for you. Also, this is more of like, it's not even guidelines. It's something to get your creative juices going. Ultimately, you need to be responsible for the build and how you build it. And this is something to help you get going. Right in the very beginning, I'm putting a warning up there. This warning: I'm not a structural engineer, nor have these build plans been signed off or looked at by a structural engineer. I've built many different climbing walls and take responsibility for only the walls I built and operate. You must do the same. Okay, so this is something that is to help you along the way. That's how I've built my wall, and I'm trying to break it down as easy as possible. This will be, my goal is by tonight, this will be available for you at climberdad.com. And I am asking for a donation. I'm selling it, but it's going to be cheap. I know for this week, it's only going to be $1. And I'm selling it for $1 because I want to let you guys get it, look at it, tell me what you think, give me some feedback. I'll also be ready for you if you have any questions about this. and we'll make it better as time goes on. I take all of my build design, especially for home walls, by a book that I read in the 90s when I built my first one, written by Randy Levitt. And in there, he talks about how he builds and designs everything off of what you would do for a deck, or a floor, which is very sturdy and very strong. I've started to see some videos out there where people are definitely not following those guidelines, and those walls are working just fine. I have built walls using 2x4s in the past, and I really have not liked them very much. It seems like they just feel flimsy. And so these are definitely robust. It is a heavy build, although it is pretty easy. Something that you need to, and what I really wanted to get in talking about with this is how to design it. This is a really simple design, and it'll fit into a lot of spaces, but will it be ideal for your space? Probably not. So let's talk about design. The design of a climbing wall, you need to see how it fits in your space and how it's going to be used. Are kids going to be climbing on this? Are adults going to be climbing on this, or both? How big of a group do you want? How many people do you want to be able to climb at the same time? Those are all things that need to be put into consideration as you're designing it. As a general rule of thumb, a climbing lane, and this is where, if you're looking at building a gym in the future, wall builders, they have to look at their costs as per square foot, and that's how they market it. But as a gym owner, you really have to just ignore that almost completely, because it's about the climber lane. How many climbers can be in there using this space? And as an end user or a home wall builder, you need to be aware of that as well. 6 to 8 feet is about a climber lane. So this wall right here, it is 8 feet wide, and it has a climbing surface. This is 10 feet here plus 16. So you're at just under 11 and a half feet of climbing surface. Okay. And I have in here, just so we can talk about it, the space that you're going to need. Okay. If you set it at 45-degree angle, you're going to need a ceiling height of 9 feet. All things that you need to take into consideration. Because of the width of this, it is just one climber lane. Okay. If you can't build something that's this size, and you could go a little bit shorter, I just wouldn't build a climbing wall. I would build a campus board, a hang board, or some other type of training devices. You'll get more out of it. And if you can go this big or bigger, I would say go for it, because it's not just about training, it's also about having fun. But you need to go at least that size. Okay, so there's that design. I am going to be making a video in the future that's talking all about climbing wall design, and I'll have it put together all nice and packaged for you in a pretty way and edited. So I won't talk any more about that. And I already have talked about these build plans. So let's go ahead and get some questions rolling here. Tour, please. Yes, I'd love to give you a tour. Actually, let's start right there. And there is a lag with this. So this is, I'm going to step out of the camera so I can see where you're actually going. This is a new space. We actually just redid this. Our front desk got moved up here. We have our classroom / workout area. And this is a super small gym, guys. This is real grassroots. We don't have any big money behind it. This is our new top out boulder. Designed for kids. So we're talking about design. This was mainly designed for kids. They're not allowed to top out. I put the top out in there for adults to make it a little bit more usable for everybody, but it's dead vertical, and that is just for kids, okay? This is our new rope wall. Designed for kids, mainly. And then the main, and we are, we're closed, so we're kind of taking a relaxed day on set, and we got all of our holds down on the floor that need to be cleaned. We'll come in here. If we were open, these holds would not be on the floor at all. We would, as we take them off, we clean them up. Okay, so this is probably one of my favorite features is this archway. And we have in here, we wanted to design the wall for everyone. So we have all the terrain that you could ever think of. We have slab, we have crazy overhanging, we have slightly overhanging, we have a bulge. Let's see if I can bring it through here. It's a pretty wide archway, super fun. This feature that's in front of us, we call that the coffin-arete. And it is super fun to set on. Big 45-degree wall. It's our crack wall, bulge, slightly overhanging. There's a 30-degree wall. Might be 20, and then we have a vertical back there as well. So we've got a good spattering for everyone. Maybe I'm tooting my own horn here, but I think it's worked out really well, and it's been received really well. So there's the tour of the gym. Set the camera back up here. Again, sorry if you are watching this as a playback. Okay, so there's the tour. Hope you enjoyed that. Let's get some questions. So get some questions coming on. Starting to build a wall in my backyard tonight. That's fantastic, Chris. It's awesome. When you're building outside, make sure that you are using outdoor lumber. If you're in a dry area, you may be able to get away with it. And if you paint the wall, know that the plywood, as the wood grows, it's natural, like the tree wants to bring the water up through the grains. So when you build outside, make sure that you cover or coat these edges of the plywood. Otherwise, it'll start to delaminate. Okay. I see somebody says he likes 6 inches. That's got to be about the climbing wall spacing. Hopefully it's about the climbing wall spacing. Yeah, I am a big fan. Whoops. I'm a big fan of the 6-inch spacing for the T-nuts. That fell off. Let's do this. All right. Prayers answered. I hope this helps. I'm just doing this to help out. I do want to build my channel, and hopefully it becomes something that can help support me and my family a little bit, but it is solely to give back. One of my big heroes in my life, he was a professor, a college professor, and all he did was just give back in life. And it was not in a way where he was just like financially giving back, like you see a beggar on the street and you throw him a couple bucks. It's not like that. It was like see a beggar on the street and teach him how to work, give him a tool that he can apply for the rest of his life. So that's what I want to try to do. All right. So we have another question here. For outdoor wall, is being exposed to rain going to wear out the holds quickly? Yes, sort of. I mean, it's going to erode just like anything will, what's really going to be hard on the holds outside is UV rays. UV rays are going to kill your holds. And I don't think, I've had some holds that I used to make. It was with a polyester resin. I can't even find this resin anymore. But I've had them outside for over 10 years and they still looked fantastic. But the urethane resins that are used in holds today, they're super good as far as not breaking, but they're really bad as far as holding up to the UV rays. So that's something to worry about. Was debating on between a limited 9x15 garage space indoor or unlimited outdoor space. Josh, I would, what else are you going to use that garage space for? I would definitely want to build it inside myself, because if you build it inside, you're going to be able to, it doesn't matter whether it's raining outside. It doesn't matter if it's super hot and muggy outside or super cold and muggy outside. You're going to be able to control your environment a little bit more, and you're going to be able to use it for more times out of the year. So I personally would want to build it in more of a confined garage space. 9 feet wide is pretty good. It's not great, but you've got one good solid climber lane in there. I would go for that. And if you're going 15 feet wide, dude, you've got a great space. I would do it inside, personally. I really hope you can recuperate after this temporary shutdown. Me too, man. I really, really hope so. All right, so I'll just give it a minute here. If there's no other questions, sometimes I'm good with rambling on and sometimes I'm not. We'll see if there's any questions. I'm watching this on Clarksville Climbing's web or YouTube channel, so I'm seeing somebody's typing and then it's just me like hitting the keyboard. So we'll go ahead and in there. Oh, all right. Here's another question. Paint. Should you paint the plywood first? Okay, so Rockworks, and maybe they won't like me saying this, but they do paint their panels and texture them before they hang them on the wall, because it is way easier to texture them while they are flat. As far as a home wall goes, and if you're not texturing, just throw it up and then paint it. Now, but it just depends on what you want to do as far as the texture goes and how well you want the panels to flow together and look seamless. I would paint it after I hang all the panels, and that's what I do here. Okay, 15 feet wide, 9 feet high. Yep, I would recommend going inside. I would take that space, unless you need to use that space for something else, and it's going to, cause a hardship between you and somebody else. I would definitely go inside. Paint before or after adding T-nuts. So that should be a simple question, but I don't think it is. If you are going light with a roller, you can totally paint after you add the T-nuts and you'll have no issues. If you're really sloppy with the paint and rolling it on thick, you may have some spots where the paint gets into the T-nut holes, and that can cause some issues. I think that it's really easy to take care of. So what I do is I will put the T-nuts in. I will install the T-nuts on the ground because, again, it's way easier. And then I put it up and I paint. And I just try to stay light with the paint roller. Still putting on plenty of paint. There are times where I get paint in the T-nut hole. Don't wipe it out. Just let it dry, and then you'll come back with a knife and just cut it out, and it'll come right out. Okay. If I don't have tons of room for a lean-to in the garage space, can't angle. I would definitely don't want to have 15 feet of slab. You gotta go at least 10-degree overhanging, Josh. Yeah, so if you're gonna be, if it has to be something where you are parking a car in there as well or doing other things in that space, for a home wall, especially small, you've got to have somewhat of an overhang. If kids are the only people that are climbing on it, vertical to 10 degrees, just fine. But if you are climbing on it as far as training, I would want to go at least 30 degrees. So think of that. Also, something else with the climbing wall design, and I wish that somebody had told me this when I was building my, let's see, it was probably my second or third edition of my first home climbing wall. I put a straight horizontal roof on it. And although that was super fun, it was only super fun for about 10 minutes. The climbing on a straight horizontal or 90-degree roof it'll get boring quick in my experience. So try to keep it at an angle. I wouldn't go steeper than 50 degrees because then it starts to be like you're climbing, like you're crossing monkey bars instead of actually climbing up, which can be fun, but it's something different. Okay. Watching your volume vids, the hexagon and smaller one, both are pretty helpful. Oh, thank you. Thanks. All right. I think that's about it. I hope that you guys have enjoyed this. This will be, go check out climberdad.com. This should be available. My goal is by tonight, this will be available for purchase, and it's only going to be $1. These are, it is a suggestion build. This is how I built the wall. Well, my lean-to wall, a little bit better because this is 2 feet taller. And yeah, go check that out. Thanks for watching. I'll have a video out within the next couple of weeks that's nice and informed about climbing wall design. So hit that subscribe button, and I will see you next time right here on Climber Dad.